Hello everyone. So this demo I'm going to show you as to how we can create a load balancer using heat provisioning, that is orchestration tool in OpenStack. So let me click on the orchestration tool, stacks. I want to create a new one. So I'll launch a stack, select the file which has the whole template, which will help me creating this particular load balancer. I'll name it as LB heat, and rollback on failure I'm checking, because in case there is a failure it will roll back the whole thing whatever it had set up. I need to provide the admin password, and it has taken all the required parameters from my file. And let me click on launch. So once it is in process, okay, I can click on stack name to see as to how it is progressing with the creation. See, you can see as to there are so many instances over here. That is, you have two instances along with load balancing. It has created multiple nodes. So as you move your mouse over each of these icon, you can see as to what does it depict. So it has created a VIP, that is virtual IP. It has created the other IPs required as such. So it is showing all the parameters of this particular stack. Let me go to instances, check if the instances are created. Basically, I am creating two Ubuntu instances named as front node 1 and 2. So names as web server. Okay, accessibility and security wise. So my VIP, load balancer VIP, has got a public IP. Let me go to that. Immediately I should be able to see a index page getting loaded over here, because in my template, oh okay, so still looks like the service is not available. Let me go to instances, cross check if they have fully started functioning. Okay, let me give it some time. So this is the template file which I'm using to do the whole load balancer creation using the template provisioning. So initially I have a set of parameters, public net, private network, and I'm giving what should be the low range of it and the high range. That is, I'm providing between 2 and 200 it can provide the IP addresses. So this is where I select the flavor. So these are all from my OpenStack settings which has come in over here. Image name I have set it to web server. Key pair is new KP. That's the default one which is chosen. And the default router is router 1. Now let us go to the resources. First resource is front node 1, which is of type Nova server. Name, I given the image. Okay, so it gets the parameter from the server image which was defined above. Similarly, flavor and other details will come in from the respective parameter values. So this is where once it starts, I can run the shell code. That is, I can run a shell file or shell commands in that particular machine once it launches. So here I am starting the server. So here this is the settings for node 2. I have similar settings. Then these are the network properties. So it is a private network which I have set. The name private is mentioned, that is a internal network. Then the subnet settings are also mentioned. I have to give the name of the private subnet which I am using. Okay, now I come to VIP security group. So I'm creating a VIP security group, and here I give provisions for ICMP, HTTP, and SSH. This is for ICMP, and this is the HTTP, and this is for SSH. The next one is for source NAT, that is network address translation. Specify the router. which will enable the gateway. And finally, now we are going to look into the load balancer properties. So initial one is the VIP port, where the load balancer will be listening. So it has to get it from the private network, and fixed IP also from private subnet it is going to get. Similarly, it will be assigned a floating IP from public net, and this is where it will get the port from. And this is where I create the VIP, that is virtual IP. It gets the IP address as well. So this is a monitor which gets created, which monitors the creation of the stack. And finally, I create the pool where I mention the protocol, which method it is supposed to use, and what would be the name of the VIP, what protocol number or port number which it will use. Okay, so yeah, I have defined almost everything. And finally, you define the load balancer. And now let me check the instance whether it is launched totally. Yes, you can see the key getting inserted. Let me refresh this. Yes, now the index page is getting loaded, and if I click on it, it will start playing the video which I have uploaded into my Swift. And similarly, I can download the PPT as well. So this is a small example. Since it is in round robin, even if you refresh, it is the same file which will get loaded from two different servers. So this was an example to demonstrate the load balancing using orchestration tool, which is Heat. So if you want to remove the whole setup, just select it and click on delete. It should go about deleting the whole set of instances along with releasing the IP addresses and deleting the load balancer as well. Thank you.